Hello friends, today we will be discussing about geotagging, where we will be seeing into its basics, that is what is geotagging, and then we will be looking into its application for good governance. Why its application only for good governance is because we will be keeping our discussion focused on the pattern and type of questions asked by UPSC. So here we will be seeing geotagging in the context of good governance, for which we will be looking into various government schemes where it has proved to be beneficial. And then we will be seeing its various drawbacks, also its advantages. Okay, so now let's see what is geotagging. So geotagging is a process of adding geographical identification metadata such as latitude and longitude coordinates, altitude, place name, etc. to various media such as photographs, video, websites. That geo means earth and tagging means adding on some information to it. So with the use of coordinates of latitude and longitude, the location where the image was created can be cited. So we can say that geotagging can provide us location specific information. Now let's look into its various applications in the context of good governance. For this, we will take examples of various government schemes. So, for example, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Housing for All, Urban Mission. This scheme was launched in 2015 with an objective of that every family should own a pakka house with water connection, electric connection, and toilet facilities. So, further seeing the complexity into the monitoring task of the project, the ministry decided to sign a memorandum of understanding with the National Remote Sensing Center of ISRO. So, after that, it was decided to geotag every house under construction. That means every single house under construction. And by this, they could track the progress of every house and they could keep a check on accountability. Now, let's see the process shortly, how geotagging has proved beneficial. Here we'll be taking example of NGNREGA. So the issues which were found were misappropriation of funds, also taking up of least important projects, etc. So the first step which was taken was an asset ID is created by tagging the assets. And by asset, it is meant that the work that has been done. Suppose if 10 walls are built, then these walls are assets. All this is done by Gram Panchayat. And now this is used as reference. And then geotagging, that is adding on location and information to the images, is being done. Platform, which is known as Bhuvan Mobile Platform. Then data is validated by the block level officers and it gets approved by state nodal officer, and then finally it gets uploaded on the Bhuvan portal. Also, for common citizens, Janman Narega citizen-centric mobile app has been launched, and to locate the assets, the common people can use this app to track the status or progress of any work is done in their location. So this way, the transparency of the whole process is maintained, as well as the accountability of the officers involved are also under check.
महात्मा गांधी नरेगा के तहत बनाई गई परिसंपत्तियों को जियो टैग करने की दिशा में पहला कदम 24 जून 2016 को ग्रामीण विकास मंत्रालय के नेतृत्व में लिया गया, जिसमें इसरो की नेशनल रिमोट सेंसिंग सेंटर NIRD और नेशनल इंफॉर्मेटिक्स सेंटर ने सहयोग देकर अपनी अहम भूमिका अदा की। लक्ष्य था 5 महीने के अंदर इसके लिए एक ऐप तैयार कर उसका परीक्षण करना और फिर देश के सभी ग्राम पंचायत के अधिकारियों को इस ऐप के सही उपयोग के लिए प्रशिक्षित करना।
फिर ये एंटर करोगे तो ये वर्क की लिस्ट डिस्प्ले करेगी। अच्छा, ठीक है।
पंचायत स्तर के कर्मचारी MSE या मनरेगा स्पेशल एनुमरेटर कहलाए, जिनका काम गांव-गांव जाकर हर परिसंपत्ति की तस्वीर खींचकर जियो टैगिंग करना था, जबकि ब्लॉक स्तर के कर्मचारी GIS एसेट सुपरवाइजर कहलाए, जिनकी जिम्मेदारी थी कि वो इस जियो टैग परिसंपत्तियों का मॉडरेशन करें। 30 नवंबर 2016 को ग्रामीण विकास मंत्री माननीय श्री नरेंद्र सिंह तोमर द्वारा जियो मनरेगा को जनता को समर्पित करते हुए लक्ष्य रखा गया कि जल्द से जल्द अब तक सृजित सभी परिसंपत्तियों को जियो टैग कर दिया जाए। इसी प्रक्रिया को आगे ले जाते हुए जियो मनरेगा फेज 2 भी शुरू हुआ। इस फेज में मनरेगा के सभी हिस्सेदारों द्वारा अब से बनने वाली परिसंपत्तियों की जियो टैगिंग 3 चरण में करने के निर्देश दिए गए। पहले चरण की जियो टैगिंग तब होगी जब किसी परिसंपत्ति का काम शुरू हो। दूसरे चरण में तब होगी जब काम मध्यावस्था में हो और तीसरे चरण में तब होगी जब काम पूर्ण हो जाए। इन तीनों चरणों में जियो टैगिंग की वजह से मनरेगा के अंतर्गत चल रहे परिसंपत्तियों के कामों पर निगरानी और स्पष्टता को और जोर मिलेगा।
Now, let me give you one another example. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. In this scheme also, due to lack of proper monitoring, issues of fund leakages, misappropriation of funds, etc. were seen. So, due to geotagging, picture of each stage, that is from existing house to the proposed site of the new one, are taken, and hence the progress can be tracked at each stage as it is getting uploaded on the government portal. So in all the schemes, in all these examples, we saw that geotagging is playing a key role in bringing accountability and transparency in the governance, and hence contributing into good governance. Therefore, if it is to be summarized about the advantages, then we can say that geotagging is cost efficient, and of course it is safe. How it is safe? Because the geotagging technology is enabling the project team to evaluate the progress on ground level, and also it is making it easy to access. Earlier it was hard because the team had to go to the location of the project to monitor, which was obviously high security risk and time taking process. Also, it has become easy for donors or for contractors or the implementing agencies to collect the information about the status of any project. So they can simply go to the portal and just see the status of the project. Now, let's see what are its drawbacks. And first comes the privacy issues. As many times what happens, okay, the person uploading the file is not known of the fact that his file or his image is being uploaded. So we can say that it is being done without the consent of the person uploading the file himself. And next is, this can lead to cyber stalking, as every information of that person is going through the location of the image, through the information of that image being tagged. So it can lead to cyber stalking. Then if we see issues related to governance, since availability of internet, also the accessibility of internet is not even throughout the country, which makes the application of the scheme hard, which comes with the challenge that people operating this app might not be aware about the app properly, that is lack of adequate information. So lack of knowledge also becomes its challenge. Hence, the complexities can create confusion instead of helping them.